An evening of all-star seasonal entertainment for Christmas Day with ITV includes a special 3-2-1.
Hello, everybody. Here he is, our Dusty Bin Father Christmas, and he's all set to enjoy a special seasonal 3-2-1.
We join George and Mildred.
Masked man attacks women on common. Why are you keeping this?
No, I'm keeping a bit about the best budgie competition. Oscar came fourth.
Fighting is fun for the Three Musketeers. And we welcome Eric and Ernie.
Round the other way and say hello to everybody.
Hello. How are you? Oh, nice to see you all.
That's lovely.
Eamon Andrews introduces a special This Is Your Life. And there's Cleo's Christmas.
So beautiful, beautiful just to hold.
Cleo Lane making a musical contribution to an all-star evening of entertainment. This Christmas Day with ITV.
Walt Disney Productions, The Aristocats, a freewheeling feline comedy that will have you swinging to the beat and splitting your sides. The Aristocats.
And what might your name be?
My name is Duchess.
Plus, Walt Disney Productions' new action-packed spy thriller, The London Connection. The Aristocats and The London Connection at a cinema near you now. From 9 a.m. Friday, everything goes into the Allied Carpet Sale.
Yes, every carpet goes into Britain's biggest carpet sale.
Half-price remnants?
Over there.
Your own mill carpets, are they in the sale too?
Oh, yes, madam. Just look at the savings.
Which of these American carpets are in the sale?
All of them, sir. And if you buy during the sale, you'll save £3 a yard.
Everything goes into Britain's biggest carpet sale. Make sure you go too.
It's all go.
Allied Carpets. Phone 555-3100 for your nearest branch.
I've always said that if you really want to enjoy the countryside, there's nothing like a car. Puts you right in it.
If you don't drive more carefully, we'll both be right in it. Not so fast. We're only out for a run. I know a pussy's got 9 lives, but they only gave me one. Police! Whoa! Auntie Dingle! I've been absconded out of the vehicle.
Well, don't just stand there, young man. Check the oil, and I want 4 gallons in the back.
Auntie Dingle!
What's he doing up there? Calm down at once.
Would you like some of our Haviline 15W40 oil, madam?
Certainly not. I want Haviline 15W40 oil.
I see.
I'm losing my gravity.
Calm down. I need some money. Look in your pocket.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Oh!
Extra spinach with Texaco.
Well, the one thing you can say with absolute certainty, there are definitely no more shopping days to Christmas. A very happy Christmas to you from everybody here at Thames, from me especially. If you're shopping around for some good programmes, well, look no further, because on Thames this evening we've got quite a lineup. Well, now it's a case of happy Christmas to our colleagues at ITN, especially Anna, who's here now with the National Early News.
The 3 American clergymen and the Algerian archbishop who were allowed to hold Christmas services inside the American embassy in Tehran today say the hostages are in good physical shape, but they're showing signs of mental strain, especially in the younger ones. They were certain that they saw only 43 hostages. The American State Department insists there were 50 Americans inside when the embassy was overrun. The clergymen couldn't hold a large interdenominational service as they wanted. Instead, they saw the hostages in groups of 4 or 5. Afterwards, the Roman Catholic Bishop Thomas Gumbleton of Detroit said, "It was one of the most fervent Christmas services in which I've ever taken part. They wept and I wept." The clergymen are due to return to the embassy to collect letters and messages from the hostages, but don't expect to see them again today. 81 people have been rescued from a Panamanian cruise ship which ran aground in Antarctica. The Lindblad Explorer sent out a Mayday emergency call after hitting rocks in the South Shetland Islands. No one was injured. A Chilean ship has taken the people aboard, but the captain and 18 crewmen are staying on the cruiser while she's towed to Chile for repairs. The royal family are spending Christmas at Windsor. This morning, most of them went to church at St. George's Chapel. With the year of a child coming to an end, the Queen's Christmas message concentrated on the children of the Commonwealth. In his final Christmas message before retiring, the Archbishop of Canterbury has called for hard thinking and serious action to halt Britain's casual attitude to divorce. Dr. Coggan, preaching at Canterbury Cathedral, said a country whose divorces have multiplied by 4 in the space of 30 years is a country in danger. He said Christians should try to help those lonely people who are trying to double as both father and mother in broken homes. At St. Peter's Square in Rome, the Pope said the world should save future generations from extinction by putting an end to the arms race. In his Christmas address, Pope John Paul again said he was opposed to artificial methods of birth control. The governor of Rhodesia, Lord Soames, has said he doesn't expect all the Patriotic Front guerrillas to stop fighting despite the ceasefire. He said a hard core would stay on in the bush. Lord Soames was visiting the Commonwealth Forces transit camp in Salisbury. Troops are arriving there in a steady stream with no break for Christmas.
Good morning.
Lord Soames wanted it to be informal, and it was. General Ackland was one of the few in uniform. The Irish Guardsman Piper had been up half the night playing to these men as they flew into Salisbury. Lord Soames knows the possible dangers that face them as they watch over the Rhodesian peace. He was at ease. He was, after all, an army major before a politician. A little moment in history that one trooper didn't miss. Lord Soames was determined to see the Rhodesian cooks. This means Happy Christmas. The one thing the governor had asked for was a cup of char with the men. What else? He left as he'd come, with a wave and a smile that will have boosted the morale of every one of the 1,000 British troops now in Rhodesia. David Smith, ITN, Salisbury, Rhodesia.
Prince Andrew was in Lusaka with the Queen and Prince Philip for the Commonwealth Conference earlier this year, and he turned his hand to interviewing.
Artist. An artist? Yes. What sort of artist? Sculptor or a painter or what?
Painter.
Painter. And you, sir, what are you going to do when you finish?
I'm a pilot.
You're going to be a pilot?
Yes.
I see, just like me. I see. What are you going to fly? Helicopters or aeroplanes?
Helicopters.
Helicopters?
Yes.
And what are you going to do when you leave school?
I'll be a nurse.
A nurse?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said a nun earlier on.
No.
I see.
He'll be wanting a job here next. Rudi Dutschke, Red Rudy, the German left-wing student leader of the 60s, has died in Denmark. He was 39. Dutschke was one of the leaders of the student unrest that swept Western Europe in 1968. That year, he was shot in the head by a right-wing gunman. He was seriously injured and dropped out of active politics. That's all from us for the moment. I'll be back again at nearly 11:15 with the rest of tonight's news. Till then, have a happy Christmas.
Thanks, Anna. We'll see you a little bit later. Now then, it's time for us to continue with our programmes. In fact, it's time for 3, 2, 1. Do that the wrong way, it could get you into a lot of trouble.
Chris Ammett and Mike Newman, Karen Dusty Bin, and the 3-2-1 girl.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, mums and dads, boys and girls, everybody, a very happy Christmas to all of you. A very happy Christmas. We hope you're having a terrific time. Now, we know you probably just got over the lunch, and you probably still got your fingers on the wishbones. So stop doing that with your fingers and try doing that. Now, come on. You know how to do it. Come on, try. That's it. Wish for a whole hour of family fun, and you've got it. We do sincerely hope that you all got the presents that you were looking forward to today. I got some great presents. Do you know, a fella in Liverpool sent me a special gag, and he's asked me to wear it every show. Thank you, Mr. Fitzpatrick. I had a great present from my old mate Terry Wogan. He sent me one of these special metal blankety-blank checkbooks, and he even spent an electric drill in case I need to write a check. Now, you two. Now meet the first of our Christmas misses not to be missed. That's Karen Palmer with her mate who goes way back behind the house, that is. That's Dusty. Now, what sort of Christmas has he had already?
Oh, not bad, Ted. You know, he was asked if a Christmas tree could be stood in him to give away to a home. He was delighted till he found out what the home was.
What home was it?
Battersea Dogs.
OK, then, Karen, take him away. We'll see the pair of you a bit later on. Anybody wins him, they take home a brand new dustbin. Don't forget that. OK. Ladies and gentlemen, we're with you here on this Christmas Day with three charming couples ready to play 3, 2, 1. Will you say a big hello to them right now?
My couple are Wendy and Paul Warren from East Twickenham, near London.
My couple are Veronica and Richard Newton from Oldham in Lancashire.
My couple are Angie and Eugene Kobileski from Norwich in Norfolk.
And thank you very much, Murray. Now, Angie and Eugene Kobileski. Now, that's an unusual name, Eugene, right? Now, where does that come from?
It's my father. He was Polish.
Your father was Polish, and you now live in Norwich, yes?
That's right, yes.
Have you ever been to Poland yourself?
Not yet, but I hope to.
Uh-huh. Fine. And what sort of work are you in then, Eugene?
I'm an insurance broker.
Insurance broker, right? Have you always been that?
No, I used to be in transport. I was a transport manager.
Now, Angie, what sort of work do you do?
I'm an X-ray receptionist.
X-ray receptionist for the doctor, yes?
That's right.
Nice guy to get along with, is he?
They vary.
Can you read his writing, by the way?
Never.
No, neither can I.
Never.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Well, with your name, Kobileski, I bet you give him a few problems too, don't you?
I'm known as Mrs. Whatnot at work.
Mrs. Whatnot. It's a lot easier, isn't it? One thing I would like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that all our couples tonight, actually, they all got married this year, so in fact, they're spending their very first Christmas together, so have a good time. Let's get on with the questions. The lady with them this week, it's Annie St. John. Annie? A sneaky way. Now, Annie, what sort of time have you had already?
Oh, it's really weird, Ted.
Yes?
Yes, last night, Christmas Eve, you know, there was a man banging on my door for an hour and a half.
Well, it's probably Father Christmas trying to get in.
No, this fellow was trying to get out.
I believe you. I believe you. Thanks, Annie. OK, right, now, you know what happens in the first round. They play for £10 for each correct answer. Score 10, you'd have 100. Score 10 in the next round, you'd get 1,000. Now, there's 3 ways they can be stopped in the first round. If they make a mistake, repeat an answer, or if the time runs out. That's when they hear from one of our resident funny men. This week, it's Mike Newman.
Oh, Chris Emmett rang me. He says, are you coming around to my house tonight? I said, I can't come around to your house tonight. I'm not home from last night yet. He said, listen now. He said, listen, are you coming to my party New Year's Eve? I said, of course I am, Chris, of course I am. When is it?
He wouldn't know. He just wouldn't know. Our couples have chosen their envelopes at random, so either of them could have any set of questions, and you know we like you to answer alternately, and that's always ladies first. Angie, you first, all right? And as you're playing for £10 a point in the first round, we don't give you anything to start with this time. However, your score for £10 for each correct answer this time is, we want the names given to clocks and watches worn on the person or found about the house. Now, we'll give you an example. Fob watch, but you must not use fob watch, all right? So names given to clocks and watches worn on the person or found about the house, now.
Alarm clock.
Dress watch.
Kitchen clock.
Wristwatch.
Carriage clock.
Grandfather clock.
Mantle clock.
Quartz clock.
Pine kitchen clock.
The wife gave me a present this morning. She gave me a barometer. See, I thought a barometer. It said hurricane on it. I thought, that's no good. Took it back to the shop. The fella changed it for me. I got home, the house had blown away.
Well, Eugene and Angie, there was a mistake there. In fact, you did say pie and kitchen clock, which really is a repeat of kitchen clock. There were a few more you could have said, like desk clock, cuckoo clock, travelling clock, wrist watch. However, how'd they score, Annie?
Well, Angie and Eugene scored 8, so they have £80.
£80. That's a pretty good start. That's a pretty good start. Oh, yeah. Pretty good start. And here we got Richard and Veronica, and you're from Oldham in Lancashire, right?
That's
yes.
right.
Now then, Richard, you're a life assurance inspector. Now,
That's right.
what's the difference between insurance and assurance?
Well, insurance, you insure against a possibility, something which might happen, like your car.
Like me getting a laugh, you mean?
Yeah, your house may burn down. So yeah. Assurance is purely against an eventuality, like one day we're all going to die.
Well, that happens to me every week here. Now listen, do you think you're pretty good at your job at selling insurance?
Well, that's my manager.
Well, I tell you what, if you could sell Eugene insurance, then I'd say you were pretty good at it. Now then, what else we got? Veronica, what do you do for a living? What do you do exactly?
I'm a receptionist for an architectural design practice.
And now this interests me here, actually. You've got a pretty unusual hobby. What do you do?
I used to wander around old graveyards. Lovely hobby.
What did you find attractive about that? What
epitaphs on...
Epitaphs, actual words on the tombs and things?
My favourite, actually, was... I can't remember if it was in Morecambe Bay in Heysham. There was an old, very old gravestone in the shape of a pig's head. And on this stone it said, "To my husband, a pig he was in life and a pig he shall be in death."
And a very happy Christmas, everybody. Well, there's one consolation about visiting graveyards. At least everybody's in. Can we have the questions, please, Annie? Thank you. Right, you have an 80 to catch up on. You're playing for £10 for each correct answer. Good luck. Here's your question. We want the everyday names for trees found in the countryside of this country. Now, we'll give you an example, yew, but you must not use you, right? So, everyday names for trees found in the countryside of this country, now.
Oak.
Larch.
Elm.
Horse chestnuts.
Oak.
I got a pal of mine, he's a real tough guy. Got a job cutting down trees. On the first day, he cut down 250 trees. The foreman said, "That's magnificent." He said, "Tell me, is the motor getting worn out on the thing?" He said, "Motor? I didn't know there was a motor on it."
Well, Richard and Veronica, I'm afraid there was a repeat. You started with oak and you said oak, fifth one in. You could have said a few more like ash, beech, birch, cedar, holly, fir. How'd they score, Annie?
Richard and Veronica answered 4, so they have £40.
Well, you've got 40. Still a long way to go yet. Lovely. Now, here we've got Paul and Wendy, and you're from Twickenham, Surrey, right? Mm-hmm. Paul and Wendy Warren. Now, Paul, well, I know what you do, and I dare you to tell the audience. I promise I'll give you protection. What do you do?
I'm an income tax officer.
You see, they really are in the Christmas spirit here today, aren't they?
I'll have
well, look,
names.
Paul, when did you come over here from Transylvania?
Midday.
I won't tell you how much tax I paid last year, but I think I must have bought the RAF a Concorde. Now, Wendy Warren, what was your name, Wendy, before you got married?
Burrows.
Burrows?
Yeah.
Burrows and Warren, the real bunny girl, right? And he says here that you have an A level in cooking.
O level.
O level?
Quite that good.
Oh, not quite. Well, I've got an I level in grilling.